Good morning and welcome to Jasiri. It's a bright Wednesday morning, and as always, we're very happy to bring you insightful conversations to inform, empower, and also to inspire. I almost added aspire, even though they didn't go. Today, we're shedding light on issues that affect every one of us. Fake and substandard products and their devastating impact on public health. From counterfeit drugs to faulty appliances, these products infiltrate our homes, endanger our lives, and cost us more than we can imagine. Our guest is standing by to join the conversation. But first, let's break the ice of a new episode. Ladies, I know that I'm not the only one who really enjoyed our conversation yesterday with Nancy Ume on surrogacy. You know, the journey, everything. You probably don't know what it could be, but we do.
That's why I'm grateful for the openness.
Don't let it give you bad inspiration. No, because yesterday I was sitting and watching her fastidiously.
What?
Don't think we will not collect yam on this head. We will collect.
Did you not collect yam on her head?
We should
still do it. I want to say, I'm glad that she was open enough.
I didn't even see that coming.
Yeah.
Wow, well done.
I'm happy for all these options that are being presented, and people are being willing to talk about their options. It's not, I mean, yes, the conventional is good, but if it doesn't work for everybody, it doesn't work for everybody. Adoption is another thing that we should talk about.
Yes, we will. Yeah. I agree. We have a adoptee in my family, so it's not a... You know, I don't know. I think Nigerians just... Again, that part of the intro or the outro, that there are different paths to motherhood and there are different paths to being a family.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. And I know a lot of people that have done this over the years. I cannot lie. I know at least 15 families from my home church that have adopted, that have done surrogacy, but a lot of them just don't want to talk about it. You know, people that do it think any woman that's facing infertility issues actually just feels like she has failed herself somehow. So it's a thing of shame that somebody carried your child for you when you couldn't do it because your body just didn't work in that way. I don't think it's anything to feel ashamed of. It's a biological dysfunction, and there was nothing you could have done about it. So this is a way. I had an auntie that died from years ago, and she died from all the complications of trying to have a child. No, Tolu, she was affluent. She's the first person I ate pepper with. Because they told her they should eat as a jet and they should eat it with her cousins or something. I had to eat the thing just to support her. And she still never had the child.
She's asking what's pepper,
duck. Yeah.
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack, duck.
Quack, quack, duck. They said, so at this point you're making, I also want us to note that when it comes to infertility issues, while a lot of the direction, the attention, the narrative focuses on women, men also account for anywhere from between 30 to 50% of a couple's infertility issues. And a lot of men are reluctant. So in this surrogacy situation, it can be a situation of if the husband's sperm is okay and it's the wife's egg that's not okay, the man is okay. Let's do the surrogacy. I still have my child. But if it's the husband's sperm that's not okay, meanwhile the wife might be okay, there are lots of men who will say no. No. So it's so we took one aspect of the conversation, which is continuing to generate reactions on our social media page, on Instagram in particular. There was somebody who commented about not liking how Nancy spoke about the surrogate. And I understand, because it feels in some situations, especially if we hear some of the stories, how surrogates just become womb carriers. I was looking at some of the comments this morning, but Nancy spoke about experiences she had seen, and that the fact that once people sort of break down this veil between I am the person who wants the baby, you're the person who's carrying the baby for me, things start to get complicated. You know that? And she just said, you know what, for me, I don't want to know who the surrogate is, and I'm okay.
Do you know that for me, Nigerians forget something, it's transactional.
Yes.
I know there are emotional nuances to surrogacy, but as a lawyer or looking at the leak, I've watched the film that the couple rejected the child because they did a test and they felt the child was going to have Down syndrome. And the child didn't eventually have it. And they left the surrogate with the child. Sometimes it's a transaction. The surrogate is actually a womb you hired. It's a contract. You hired the womb.
Let's stop being over.
And she was paid. Whoever the surrogate was paid.
And they made
so it wasn't
choice.
Like she did it. It's a different thing. Like, oh, somebody couldn't carry. If I was younger than this, honestly, there are some of my friends that would have helped carry a child because carrying a child is not difficult for me. It's the nurture part that I don't want to
be involved anymore.
Once I've born it for you, I will give the child
because
to you.
I feel like it's some of these conversations that incite those thoughts that, oh, I'm also the mother. And I really like the idea of not knowing the person. Because I know it's movies, but I'm sure it happens where the surrogate now finds out, these people are very well to do. I don't think I want to leave this family. And then all of a sudden they're dragging whose child it is. So let's stop being overly sentimental.
I think we should also broaden our minds and open up our ideas that the world is changing. I keep saying it on this table, whether we like it or not. The world is changing. Trump has become America's president once again. The world is changing, and we should move with the times. If surrogacy were an option for so many people, why wouldn't you take it? If it were an option for me, I was struggling to have children, I would take surrogacy without thinking twice. Now, if people can go under the knife and get their bodies done and get their butts lifted and get their
mommy make
don't go there.
Their mommy make
Don't go there. We about to be mommy.
So whether we like it or not, we can be a bit reserved in our client, Nigeria, and then people, because of how judgmental we can be,
I think that's it.
Introverted.
And I think that's the biggest part, because Lolo talked about knowing families, and Nancy spoke about knowing families. People will disappear on a year, then they'll end up in church, they'll do Thanksgiving.
Let's even be careful.
They'll end up in places. And there was a story Nancy told me about a woman who, I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't get clearance. She didn't tell me names. I didn't get clearance to share the story, so let me not share. But people are presenting children that they got from surgery.
I know people that wear prosthetics till they have the baby.
Grow the tummy.
The prosthetics you wear.
Yes. What people are going to say.
Of course.
And then they go into seclusion, or they travel to have the child, and they come back, and the baby is a surrogate baby. There's nothing, in all honesty, if you don't want to share, it's not you don't have to share. But I think what I dislike is what seems to be the actual attempt to pull the wool over.
But do you know that even
again, it's not our story. They don't owe us explanation.
Tolu, do you know that another thing is that these surrogates should be protected? Because sometimes if you get into the nitty-gritty of family integration, the individuality of these surrogates can become compromised. Because after they have your baby, they probably want to live a normal life that is away from entanglement. And so sometimes it is a blessing for them not to have any interaction, so that they can be a break and they can continue with their lives. Some people don't see it from that side. They're already giving me movie idea.
We're giving movie idea.
And then in the movie, you just say that eventually the surrogate couldn't have her own child, so she opens up to her husband. And
but I'm so happy. No, there are situations like that, but I'm happy that our laws at least support the fact that if you're the gestational, your DNA is 100%. You are the parents of the child. It's that's better. But not like the British laws.
No, but now the laws also need to catch up. The laws need to make sure that they're able to protect the girls as well. Yeah. Because this is, let's be honest, it's turning into a big business. Yes. And when we see something turning into a big business, that's why we have a lot of shady people. She spoke about the fact that there are a number of the agencies she searched for that when she spoke to them and, trying to go through their processes and everything, they were not being transparent. And so the agency she ended up using was one of the most transparent she used, talked about how she treats the girls and everything. So we need to start, we can't wait until it becomes a crisis, which unfortunately I think is already a crisis, because I've seen a number of investigative reports about egg harvesting, about how many girls repeatedly go back and forth to allow their eggs to be harvested or to become surrogates. So it's already becoming an economic crisis. You have a country that has poverty. You have a you have a product that is highly wanted.
Then sprinkle desperation on.
But do you know that people don't know that they do a lot of testing before you can even donate eggs? They check your hormonal
circumstances.
Yes, in the right circumstances.
And
so
I know nobody,
don't go through corners.
I know nobody on this table might have answers to this question, but I'm very curious. How do you monitor a surrogate? If the surrogate gets pregnant by another person during that period, is that not a possibility?
So well, it's happened.
It is a one in a thousand millions chance of a husband pregnancy. Yes. So there are rules and regulations to the surrogates. So that's why I hope the lady is able to join us, because we want to see the other side of the conversation. And then if we can find a surrogate who's done it, who's willing to speak about it, those are the conversations. No, you'll be surprised.
In Nigeria of now that they victimize rape victims.
Okay, I know what to do. I know a way around that.
Maybe we are going to put her inside a silhouette.
A silhouette. We'll put her inside silhouette.
And alter the voice, because Nigerians
Catherine, I eyelashes here. Oh, your eyelashes, Katrina Bianca.
Well, it's fascinating. It's an answer in so many ways, but we need to catch our laws up. We need a society that's caught up in not stigmatizing families who choose to become families through surrogacy. We hope more people like Nancy do also speak up as well, because man, guys, you don't know the baby you want for the naming ceremony. You don't know if it came from surrogacy, you know. So, and in fact, it's not your business. It's not. Because unfortunately, from the moment you say I do, people are helping you count 9 months.
Yes.
It's not the pressure on new couples, young couples, any couple to have kids. Sometimes is what leads to all this secrecy, IVF, surrogacy, and all of it. And at the end of the day, one way, we like to say what they say won't kill people. What one way has affected people to make wrong decisions in life.
It does. It does.
I'm not taking the next story again. We're not. We have a story for you, but we'll hold that story because, of course, it's one of those other difficult conversations. And I know once we land on this one, the ladies will not want us to move. But we have a guest standing by, and we're going to take a quick break. Blessings, what are the details of this conversation coming up?
Okay, so for the story we'll be having after the break, it is very likely that every one of us on the table and everyone watching us have either one fake or substandard product in our home, or we have had in the past. Now, the scale of the proliferation of adulterated goods in Nigerian markets and homes is probably beyond our imagination. But the reality of it comes crashing down when we see how these things negatively impact our health. Dr. Benjamin Olowojebutu, National First Vice President of the Nigerian Medical Association, joins us on the other side of this break, so stay with us.
All right, welcome back. You're watching Jasiri on News Central. We are live on all our social media platforms. All right, so the proliferation of fake and adulterated products poses such a significant threat to global health, with counterfeit goods ranging from food to medicine to cosmetics and household items manufactured without adherence to safety regulations. These products are often harmful. They're designed to deceive unsuspecting consumers, and it leads to devastating consequences for our health and our well-being. In Nigeria, throughout last year, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, made several notable busts, seizing large quantities of counterfeit goods and arresting the perpetrators.
In July 2024, NAFDAC seized a large quantity of fake cough syrup in Kano, which contained no active ingredients and posed a significant threat to public health. In September 2024, NAFDAC officials raided a market in Ibadan, seizing large quantities of adulterated spices, including pepper, curry powder, deemed unfit for public consumption. In December 11, 2024, the agency destroyed expired, unregistered drugs worth 11 billion naira in Ibadan, Oyo State. In the same December 2024, there was a 2-day operation at Ezeluku Market in Aba, Abia State, uncovering large-scale production and distribution of fake and expired goods. This was also the sealing of a factory and 8 shops in Nasarawa State for packaging and distributing counterfeit rice, valued at 5 billion naira. We are not alone this morning on this very serious issue. We are joined in the studio by the National First Vice President of Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Benjamin Olowojebutu. Dr. Olowojebutu, you're very much welcome back to Jasiri.
Thank you for having me again.
And we can say Happy New Year. Since we're just seeing you, we're still in New Year in January.
It's really very fantastic. I follow you well. You're doing great work.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Your opinions are very, very good. I like the way you dissect the topics. And I think we need these kind of conversations.
Absolutely.
So that people understand that we're also Nigerians. Yeah. We're speaking to solve the problem of Nigeria as a Nigerian, not like we are copying and pasting international stuff. You know, we're looking at homegrown solutions.
Absolutely.
I like how you talk about it. Thank you for having me again today.
Thank you so much. Well, when I told the producers I wanted to talk about this, we were looking for who could talk about it, because it's a very serious issue. And I'm going to go a bit off script. Well, no, I'll come back to it, because the plantain you just spoke about, we need to talk about our plantain, guys. But let's start with NAFDAC. So at the end of last last year, NAFDAC revealed that it had destroyed goods worth over 120 billion naira in the last 6 months of 2024. So that is the costing of what they destroyed, but it's not the totality of what is floating around Nigerian markets and Nigerian homes. But it also shows us that fake, substandard, and adulterated products are a big business in this country. So, Dr. Olowojebutu, let's start with the most common types of fake and substandard products found in Nigeria, especially those that pose health risk to us as Nigerians.
So first, I'd like to say that while I appreciate what NAFDAC is doing and what they've done, I don't like the fact that we only qualify fake drugs by the amount of money that is wasted. We don't talk about the amount of life that has been lost. The value of a life that is lost by fake drug, you cannot qualify or quantify. If they had said that with this what we have gotten, we are able to save 1,000 lives in Ibadan, 2,000 lives in Enugu, it qualifies the work that is actually being done. Fake drugs will not only affect human beings, it affects our healthcare. So for example, if somebody is taking, most of them we realize they are hypertensive people, diabetic people, antibiotics, we take routine drugs. Because of the economic incapacitation, they now go and buy whatever they see. No NAFDAC number, no seal on the drugs, because they have to take a medicine, and they have to take it every day, every month, but they don't have the economic power to do it or to look for the right drug to buy. Anything you offer them, they take it. So you see them having kidney failure because the drugs they are taking are not optimal, or they are fake, or they are adulterated. You see people taking food. You have talked about a lot of drinks. A lot of our food now, they're people, instead of taking maybe 50 milligrams of this, they put 20 milligrams or 10 milligrams so they can sell more. And I like the fact that, like I said, it is more of business for those doing it. They don't think about the healthcare of the people.
Nope.
If as a nation, we have what we call direct focus on our people, and the leaders educate people regularly. I used to say it before. When we were younger, we had National Orientation Agency. Very,
please, don't get to lose my head. That's the DJ of the agency.
Very effective. Yes. Where we had information to Nigerians in different languages. And people understand the risks that it takes to take a fake medicine. We're not doing that anymore. So it's about business. And everybody focus on economy. You cannot work if you're not healthy.
Yeah.
You cannot do anything.
You cannot contribute.
You cannot add value. So for me first, the fake drugs in this country, most of the time we see are malaria medicines. The common stuff, malaria medicine, hypertensive medicine, diabetic medicines, antibiotics.
Yeah.
Because the colors are the same. So people just go and put powder in and say, oh, this is amoxil, or this is ampiclox. Because Nigerians don't even know how to identify what is fake. One of the things I realized that, Tolu, is that Nigerians work on cost and pricing.
Yes.
So, if the drug can buy volume, they don't mind.
Yeah.
But sometimes the quality of a drug depends on the price.
Of the price of the drug.
Of the drug.
And even pharmaceutical companies produce high-end and they produce generic.
Yes.
And generic is supposed to be the one that almost everybody can afford. And it's usually sometimes the same active ingredients. But packaging, name, and all that. But that's not the case in Nigeria.
Because the regulation is not done properly. People have access to, some people say they have some kind of money, they kind of idea, they can go make medicine in Thailand or in Taiwan or in Indonesia or stuff, bring it in because they tell Nigeria is 230 million, we need medicines. So they use the volume they use the population of Nigeria to get in medicines, and they can use the population to drive the bringing in the medicines. So for them, is the economic value.
That's us over the lives.
Over the lives.
So you said something. I'm going to digress a bit, guys, please. So you said something that really caught my attention. That we don't know how to detect fake drugs.
You don't.
What are the off the top of your head? What are the basics that we can do as people? Because since we have become a government unto ourselves, to help ourselves maintain and keep us in good health, the onus is on us then to know these things, even if it's the basics.
Basic.
Yes.
Every medicine, every drug must have a NAFDAC number.
But they're faking it.
So that means NAFDAC should come and tell us which number is fake and real.
Or where to check.
But we should be able, now that we even have this thing that we can scan.
Some very good big guys in the space have done that now. I know some guys, I don't mention names, some guys, you can actually scan and send a code of the number to a number and say this drug is authentic. But how many Nigerians are that patient to do that? When some chemists are now forming doctors. Some chemists are now, you go to Ojuni, you go to Lagos Island, you see the woman carrying something and telling you, if you take three of this,
Shouldn't there be a legislation against women or people hawking drugs that are not pharmaceutical, they're not pharmacists. They carry it in a bowl, even malams.
Yes.
I've seen them carry it in a bowl and sell it.
And you know, most of the guys that are abusing drugs in this country get most of these drugs from these guys. Yes, the Raflon, all the drugs that they abuse.
Yeah.
So because they know that there's a loophole for fake and adulterated medicine,
they use that loophole.
Yes.
You can imagine some people a lot of people like to take this this drowsy cough medicine to make them feel high. And what they now do, you know what they do? They go to people that can produce it for them. And say, this is what we need. We need it. We need just make us high a little bit. You don't have to put your name on it.
You know, so this thing you're taking me to last week, me too, I'm going to digress. Last week I went to go and pick up my daughter. We were leaving her school, and on the road, I don't know, I was so shocked. One young boy, obviously he was in the midst of something. He was standing like a zombie, just standing there swaying. I was just looking as I was driving past. I pulled over and I had a big conversation with my daughter because we have a drug abuse problem on our hands that we are not taking cognizance of. And that's my digression. But let's come back to this because it's like we'll have to bring you back on that. But so it's fake drugs. It's adulterated drinks, it's even household appliances. Just even the fact that you're bringing in, you might go and buy a second-hand lamp or a second-hand, I don't even know what it is. In terms of all of this, what is the impact on the health? What are the things that we are taking in when it comes to all of these?
So we're getting sicker. Our life expectancy age is getting reduced. You know, I feel very sad every day when I see people that are supposed to be healthy and they are not healthy because one, the amount of fake things they've used. For example, you take a proper anti-malaria medicines. In 3 days, you should be fine. If it is a proper medicine with your symptoms all sorted. But because there are so many anti-malarials that are not as potent as the ones we should be taking. You will take it for 3 days, you don't get better. You take another 3 days, you don't get better. And those drugs you are taking are beginning to affect organs in your body because your liver, your kidneys
trying to process
working overtime.
Do you know what I'm saying? There is a way the potency of the active ingredient in the medicines is not available there, which means you are now overdosing yourself to get effectiveness of getting well. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
And you know Nigerians, we like to want to get well. So we think taking 75 medicine for your headache is what makes you get well. You know what your Bible says now? Use a sledgehammer
to kill a fly.
So we believe that whatever can make us well now is more effective than the adequate dose given to you by the medical doctor that you have seen. First things first, as a people, are we ready to change our attitude? To what we call proper health-seeking behavior?
No. I can answer you. The answer is no.
The concept of health-seeking must be an innate nature that the government
need to regulate.
Government must bring it out as a form of patriotic, pragmatic change of the country.
Yeah,
Doctor,
like Dr. Olowojebutu, you are really hitting a lot of
There are connections. 16,000 doctors have left this country.
So
If I want to be health-seeking, have health-seeking behavior,
Yes.
how long am I going to wait in the hospital to see one doctor?
So let me say that to you.
When there are doctors in bus parks, should there be no
I'll see a
regulation?
veterinary nurse.
All these
Yes.
people that stay in bus parks and tell people that staphylococcus is in their body and they need to get it out.
And one drug, no, remember that one drug will kill staphylococcus, HIV, weak erection,
And they are selling.
something headache. One drug.
Listen, let me shock you.
Bitters.
Let me shock you. They'll tell you you take 2 spoons for malaria. You take 3 spoons for typhoid. You take 7 spoons for diabetes. You take 10 for
HIV.
Malaria. You now take 5 or 15 for fibroid. One drug.
One drug.
And I think,
Are we okay?
And I think in myself, Tolu, is the lack of genuine understanding where the economic challenges have weighed on our psychology. So in our mind, we can't even really think well again because does it make sense to that one drug will solve all these bad problems?
Doesn't make
It's because the economy has affected our mind. You can't even feed. So anything they give it to you, just take it. You just, let me just take it. Because we are not living our life to the fullest as a people. And every day you wake up, you're saying, can I even go to the work? Can I even pay for my fuel? Can I even eat well? Can I even go? Can my child go to school? So you're worried about the exigencies of life. So you now go to the next best place to make you feel better.
And I feel like deep down we know, but that's the number one available option to people at their different levels, and that's the most affordable option.
Yes.
So I don't think they don't know, but I feel like they're living in denial.
Okay, so I agree with you. Denial, but when they now get very, very sick, they don't go to the hospital.
Yeah.
The hospital, unfortunately, is the last resort.
Let me give you a scenario. In 2007, there were some guys that they said they did some products from abroad. They came there, it was very rampant. You need to do I don't want to mention this. They need to do multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
Remember those time now?
Yes.
Those early days.
Yeah.
One of my friends, my very close friend, brother, like a friend to me, he was saying because I said it will make you look very fine, very fresh. It will take away your wrinkles, it will take away your aging. I said, okay, let me try it. Whereas, there's a particular ingredient in the drug that was nephrotoxic. You didn't know that.
Huh? What does that mean?
It means it kills, it affects the kidney. The kidney just shut down after 3 months. Wow. And my friend died.
Oh my God.
So
Are you
people,
serious?
yes, he died. People would not tell you the side effect of these things you're taking.
Take it.
Because they want to sell. It's about economy for them. You know, I like the way you said it. I want NAFDAC to change the orientation a bit and say, no, these are the lives we are protected by closing this and this and this. We did an estimate of the people in the area, the research. People that live here, there are about 100,000 people. If 100,000 people now feed on this thing that we have destroyed, we'll have had 75% of chronic health diseases, we'll have 30% of food poisoning, but we have pretended this because we have been able to do this. It's scientific.
Yes, it is.
You have done what will help me just think, okay, thank God I didn't take it because I would have been poisoned.
One of this, yeah.
I would have died of chronic health disease because, so it's not about value of money. Because and then what they do is they make you think about the economic value
Instead of the life.
value.
Yeah. Lola, you had a question before we go on break.
I'm just wondering that how are we going to see a solution? Because I know the Standards Organization of Nigeria that is supposed to be checking the, the standard. Because everything we see abroad, you see something that they say this drug is not permitted in Europe, and it's in Nigeria. Somebody is bringing it in. So is it that, where does this bottleneck come from? Is it from the port? Because I believe that somebody importing drugs, any human, I can't just wake up one day and say I want to become a drug importer.
But you can't.
That is the problem. You are not a medical practitioner. There should be some kind of certification. There should be some stringent measures. And when you go there, there should be samples you send here before you bring in the main thing. Because I had a friend, a child died after open heart surgery in Enugu because inside the hospital was where they purchased the fake drug.
Sorry, before you answer, and it's not, so even now, NAFDAC has talked about counterfeit rice. I don't understand, what is counterfeit rice? Remember a few years ago, we had the issue of plastic rice.
Yeah.
So now we're having counterfeit rice, and Nigerians are hearing words like adulterated, fake, revalidated. I didn't know they're revalidating yogurt. We're adulterating, they're substandard. And I think we hear all this terminology, and at the end of the day, Nigerians are like, what exactly is, so how is even rice counterfeit?
And how do we differentiate between the substandard,
Adulterated, counterfeit, revalidated,
and fake.
And there are a lot of them in the market.
Loads of them. No, I like the way you brought it about, and I like, that's why I love your conversations. One, you're talking from the point of Nigerians, and I feel it. As a country, we need to take our lives very seriously. That's by the way, I appreciate my friend, my brother, my leader, the Commissioner of Health, Lagos State, that did the surgery last week. Good guy. And I said, if all of us, echelon guys, top 8 guys, says, okay, we want to together solve the problem in this country, we're going to solve it.
Yeah.
But a lot of us are not ready. Because some people that are doing these things are making money. It's about business for them.
Because look at the video. We're looking at brand names. Brand names and Nigerians we typically trust.
I can't even see the names. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know that there's some brand that we drink in this country? If you go abroad, it's not the same taste.
Yes.
So what?
Yes.
So
what's the difference?
Means the government or the people that regulate them are giving them opportunity to give us substandard medical drugs or drinks because we are Nigerians. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
But that same particular drinks cannot enter the US or enter Europe. So, as I've said, our regulatory bodies must be foolproof. That they're ready to protect Nigerians, not protect the economy.
I wish I could just be tapping all these things. Protect Nigerians and not just the economy. That's
because for me, let me tell you something. All these drugs that are coming, all these things that are coming,
or that are manufactured here,
they pay
duty
allowance and stuff. So it is that's how NAFDAC will regulate and calculate the amount of money they've been able to seize or. But have they seen how many lives have been lost in the last few months about that problem?
You know,
so for me, please, Tolu, I'm passionate about this. We must, as a people, be ready to validate life beyond the economy. You know why? When the life is sorted, people are happy to work. The economy will get better.
I don't know if the video is here. I saw one because when we've been speaking, every bus that NAFDAC makes, we talk about it, re-emphasizing the health situation. And they had these big drums and they were making wine and they were making alcohol. If you see
poisoning,
the content of the drums, they brought it out like this and were pouring it, and I'm thinking to myself, because we spoke about the fact, Dirty December, it happened right before. Even some clubs are falling victim. There are many people who wake up and they just realize they're not feeling well, they're going to the bathroom, they're having diarrhea. Food poisoning is, we've normalized food poisoning. And you're not supposed to be getting food poisoning every month. You're not supposed to be getting food poisoning regularly. We've normalized it because unfortunately we've been exposed to it. When we come back, I want us to look at the issues around kidney disease, chronic kidney failure, the rise of these things and how they are potentially linked to these fake products around us. This is News Central. It's Jasiri, a conversation on our health, one that matters to all of us. We'll be back right after this. I'm already looking at the clock and I'm upset because we need to continue this conversation. Now, we have with us the first national Vice President of the Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Benjamin Olowojebutu, and we're looking at fake, adulterated, substandard, revalidated, whatever, and products that are in our lives. And right before the break, I talked about the fact that I've seen data that says cancer, even, chronic kidney diseases, kidney failure and liver failure on the rise, and that there is a link to the quality of the food. So I'd like you to speak to that. Do you really believe that there is a link to the quality of the food we're taking into the fact that we seem to be an open market for adulterated fake products, not just food, even household appliances that can emit certain types of electricity, fumes and things, all of that?
You're very correct, Lou. And you know, I like that we're dissecting this and also educating our public. Most of these drugs that are adulterated are fake. We've seen rise in chronic kidney diseases, cardiac diseases, long-term diseases from these fake medicines, fake drugs, because when they make the medicines with the fake ingredients, they don't really know the side effect of those ingredients they're putting those fake medicines. Sometimes those drugs, those ingredients are nephrotoxic, like my friend I told that just died.
Yeah.
Sometimes the drugs are hepatotoxic, they kill the liver gradually. Sometimes they cause gastric cancer. Nowadays, these things, you know, I would say unknown cause. Somebody comes and says, you see a young boy, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, already have a kidney failure. You now begin to take history of the things they've done. You know, they've taken medicines, they've taken the blood drugs on the road, they've taken overdose of this and that, and you can put it and say, okay, these are the things that might lead to what is happening to them now. Their BP went up very, very high. Somebody says he's taking BP medicines and he buys it from a particular place. But after that particular is buying it, it's actually fake. So the BP is not controlling. And the leading cause of kidney failure in Nigeria is hypertension and diabetes. And because the diabetes is not controlled. And the BP is not controlled, what happens? The kidney fails. And as I tell you, before it used to be very old people that have kidney failure.
So.
But let me shock you.
The demography is getting younger.
It's getting younger. You know, people are abusing medicines. People are smoking. People are taking a lot of alcohol and fake alcohol.
I even hear there's something called alcohol poisoning.
Yes, definitely. So the point for me is, Nigerians should not use
we are poor,
the economic issues to sink in
And to compromise.
and compromise their lives. You can be worried, and the next thing you think about being worried is to go and chill somewhere. Take one, they call it shekbe, or they call it
monkey tail.
Or they call it
all those mixtures that those women concoct.
They call it okpayin, agbonla, agbogekere, shingi. You know, all sorts of stuff.
Things they mix.
Why? They will tell you because there was emphasis in Yoruba, that they want to kill thinking.
Yeah.
And you're killing thinking, and you're killing yourself.
No.
Because those drugs have no pharmacokinetics. So you know, as you take medicines, you say amoxicillin, 500 milligrams.
Yeah.
The way it has been calculated is that is the amount optimal milligram
For your
that
body to process and adequate
for your body to heal.
even per kilogram, even per body weight.
Body weight.
So if you take anything beyond that, it will begin to affect your other body, your kidneys, your livers, your heart, your head, your brain, everything. You see that some people take some medicines and they start acting funny. You said it before now. So they can look like a zombie because you are overtaking some medicines or taking some medicine. Our body cannot take under.
All right, Doc, let me take you back a little bit to what you touched on, like the demographics.
Yes.
Let's talk about demographics now. Pregnant women, children, which are or elderly, who are the most vulnerable to these, and what are the risks?
So I used to have a leader, he died, Dr. Sanjay. He talked about us having a new realm of African children. And he says one of the things that we must do is take care of our pregnant women. Most times, the children we are producing is also a form of what the women taking. So as I said, the most vulnerable in this fake adulterated medicine we are having now and adulterated food is our pregnant women and our children.
Not even the elderly.
No, because most elderly will not take medicine until they're almost dying.
It's stubbornness. But children are in the womb.
Woman needs to take medicine to make her life better. A child, if he's sick once, we are eager to take them to the hospital.
Absolutely.
So the most vulnerable people in this sector of this thing, pregnant women and children. You see our children are having very, very funny cancers.
Yeah.
Leukemia. At young, very young,
Yes.
and they're getting very, very rampant.
We didn't hear that when we were younger.
Yes.
That's it.
But the children now, under 10, are getting
Leukemia.
cancers and your heart's
Yes.
breaking. You're wondering.
So we're hearing about
where-
autism. We're hearing about
Autism is on the
ADHD,
rise.
attention deficit
Yeah,
hyper disorder.
yes.
There are diagnoses we're hearing about Nigerian children now that were absolutely foreign to us 10
Because-
years ago. Not to say they didn't necessarily exist, but in the
Yes.
numbers of
Well, we were the organic. We were more organic in the early years.
So let's go to the point we were discussing before we went on air.
Okay.
That was the plantain. I'm so sorry. I'm a plantain lover. Oh, I can eat plantain all day. Give me plantain and effort, plantain and rice, plantain and egg, everything. So we were the ones, Lola and myself were the ones who shocked Catherine, who didn't know that some of this very yellow, I guess I'll say lush-looking plantain you see in the market is as a result of a chemical called carbide.
They used to ripen
those
them.
who sell it use it to speedily ripen the plantain. And that's why I go back to this food poisoning thing. Too many of us are waking up every day unsettled.
Yes.
Unbalanced, having diarrhea.
Now
thinking,
you're
what did we
bloating,
eat?
you have a lot of gas.
We're running away from buying fast food. We're running away from buying drinks and snacks in traffic. We go to the market and buy and cook our own food. Our own food is also a problem.
Because there's no regulation.
Please, what is carbide and what does it cause? Because we all eat plantain.
Carbide is the thing we used to, the welders used to weld cars.
So that thing is
white chemical.
Like a white chemical, they put in and it comes, the bonnet, it turns to carbon monoxide and forms fire. So that thing, I'm sure if you see a car, they are welding a car.
Yeah, they put one thing on it.
That thing that they put together, the carbide is inside. The carbide is inside the old jar, combusting to form the fire.
That's a carcinogen. What's the word?
Carcinogenic.
Carcinogenic. Thank you.
So I don't even know that's what they use for
They
plantain.
use it.
They use carbide.
So please, if you want to buy a plantain, Nigerians, buy the green plantain. And in your house, put it in your house, let it ripe. If there isn't carbide I didn't know that part. But now that I know, I advise Nigerians, please, open advice, free. You didn't pay for it. Buy your green plantain. If you can even plant plantain in your house, plant in your house, put in your room, let it ripe by itself. You can put in a sack on your own.
Yes.
Ripe.
You make it ripe. Let it ripe. You know why? Because of the economic hardship. People want the quick money, the quick things.
And then
it's perishable. So they want to make it happen quick.
Part of the world
Fast
where
is
everybody wants to just. I'm not sure everybody has the patience. If they feel like eating plantain, they buy tonight so that they can make tomorrow.
You're very fast paced. Because we listen to the jig.
And even when you're thinking about what did you eat, it doesn't go to you don't
Because you cooked it.
You didn't eat meat pie.
Because you said
You didn't eat.
plantain.
Another thing I'm wondering is that I'm beginning to fear because there's so many franchises that they're investigating abroad that you just start to see in African countries. They are still ingraining this fast food
into
culture.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention this, but you are seeing their quick,
I know you're saying.
their silent infiltration. And in Africa, we see like elitists.
Yes.
Oh, if I can eat here, I have
can buy the
money.
burger here.
Yes, if
I can buy the pizza. It's a thing of pride.
Pride.
Can I tell you something to you? Lolo, I've said it before and I keep saying it. The quality of life depends on the quality of leadership. We have driven the quality of life. So we are doing quality of economy rather than life. So if somebody comes and says, I want to invest in Nigeria, they tell you, we know that you have 240 million and counting. So they let you look at the population and look at what you can make from the population. They don't let you look at what are the side effects of what they are bringing to the country, how we affect the productivity of the people.
Yes.
Now we're losing a lot of young people. Haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
The older guys, because when they were younger, they were not like us.
Yes. They ate
My
better.
mother would go to a small farm. She would take her yam.
Fresh.
She would take
Fresh,
her,
farm
she would
to
take her,
table.
vegetable and eat it. And they cook the food per day.
Yes.
We'll finish the food today, we'll finish.
Yeah.
Then tomorrow again, she goes
harvest.
a tomato. And the culture of patience and eating right was their culture.
But does it have anything to do with why a lot of children are bloated these days? I see
That
some
is the reason.
They are obese.
That's the reason.
Yes. Like I see some primary school children and you would not know that they're not your age.
Because the mother
they're not your
or
age
the parents will say, as I said, the fast-paced life. So they're taking breakfast in the eatery. They're taking lunch in the eatery. They're taking back home from work in the eatery.
In fact, they
So
buy
even at home,
the
it's
night
snacks,
before and
it's
microwave.
drinks. I spoke about it before. My daughter's school had a PTA meeting, and they had to say the fact that some kids will bring only noodles to school for a week, not a single water. Always bringing some kind of yogurt drink, some kind of fizzy drink. No fruit. They had to mandate fruit days, water and fruit days only with food on Monday and Wednesday. They've been singing this song. They tell them I really paying. They've been singing the song for years.
And all these packaged sugar drinks.
It can't just be her school.
No. So you know, if we had, and I keep saying this, but I like you guys are taking a lot of work from what NOE to be doing. You know me. I keep saying it too. I remember. I can't forget. Before 9 o'clock news, NTA, NOE would speak back in the days. Different language.
They were in our faces, in our ears.
You know, it was cholera. They would speak about cholera. They would speak about.
They would be in our ears.
No, they say it in Yoruba.
It was in Hausa, in Igbo, in Kanuri, in Bira, in Gala. It's important. I think we must take back our life as a people. We must think about our life as precious, as a gift given to us by God, and protect it. Even though we're in an economic quagmire, economic issues, let's know that there can be hope. But when we die, there's no hope anymore. So we shouldn't use the fast-paced life to correct a long-standing challenge.
To fast ourselves to death. So quickly move ourselves
to your grave.
Thank you.
It's important that we should check. If you have, I tell you a story. Because of this fake and another drug, a woman looking for a baby for about 12 years got a baby. Luckily got pregnant. About 8 weeks of the pregnancy, she had this abdominal pain. What do you think she should have done as a noble human being?
Go to see her doctor.
Correct. But because she said of the fast-paced life.
Where?
There's a chemist close to her house. She went to the chemist. And guess what? Most of the chemists are driven by profit, not by value. So he said, I have abdominal pain. And the man gave her a drug that's for abdominal pain.
But not for pregnant women.
But not for pregnant women.
She lost the baby.
She lost the baby. So I advise people, even if you say that there are no many doctors, I agree with you, but there are ways to ask questions. Even those you are buying medicines from, okay, what is the side effect of this medicine?
Yes. What's inside?
Can I, what's inside this medicine? Can I be able to use it if I'm carrying a baby? Ask questions.
Advocate for yourself.
Yes.
Dr. Olowojebutu, I said, when I came back from break, I said, I'm looking at the time, it's already annoying me. But unfortunately, our time has run out.
We have to wrap up this very, very important. That's how we're going to wrap up today. This important conversation we're having on the harmful impact of fake and substandard products on the health of Nigerians. From counterfeit medicines to unsafe food items, we've dived into, just how deeply this issue affects lives and the livelihoods of everyone across the country. We want to say a very big thank you to our wonderful Dr. Benjamin Olowojebutu for sharing your expertise yet again and your insight on the critical discussion. As we have heard, the fight against this dangerous product requires collective action, from stronger regulations and enforcement to greater consumer awareness. It is a battle we must all take seriously to protect the health and safety of our people. We're in this fight together, Fight for your life. We'll see you tomorrow. But from us on the table, it's goodbye.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
We have to fight for our life.
We have to fight for